Hello, Days Our Lives fans. This is for Tuesday, June the 17th. Please like, subscribe, and share. Okay, Javi Javi Hip Hoppy and Gabby are talking, and she's struggling, and he says, looks like you need an assistant. And she said, I do. She said, what do you want? And she apologized to him, and she told him she had no way to talk to him like she did. She said, what do you want? You want your own office? You want a raise? She's offering all kinds of stuff. And he said, I'm sorry. I've already got another job. I'm going to be a firefighter. And I just got it. And she's like, with no experience? He said, I've got experience. So she didn't know crap. Meanwhile, her and Will are waiting on Ari to come eat dinner. So they're all having dinner together. And they first, right off the bat, start talking about her taking off or skipping school or what the heck ever. I don't know. She gets aggravated and gets up and goes and makes a phone call to Dougie, who does not answer her call. And she's talking to Will like, oh my God, has she been like this? And he said, oh yeah, aren't you glad you've missed it? So, she looks older than Will. So here's our girl Kat. She's cleaning the house. She's got a little duster in her hand. And she's listening to some music jumping around. And she don't hear her brother Aron knocking at the door. So she turns around and there is Aron. He's back. Why? Because the kids are getting ready to graduate. It is that time of year. So she's like, well, let's do this or let's do that. He's like, no, I'm going to get together with some people, that I heard there's some kind of, before graduation celebration. Well, then she's got another knock at the door. And who is it? Mr. Chadster, tall, dark, and handsome. And she's like, what you doing here, Chad? And he said, I wanted to apologize to you for the way that Jennifer spoke to you and her demanding you leave the house. And she said, you don't owe me an apology, and neither does Jennifer. I did a horrible thing, and I don't blame her, and I don't blame you. And he said, I know you're having a hard time forgiving yourself, but I don't blame you, and I hope they come to a realization that Abigail's gone, and no matter what we do or who I date, who I see, or who I'm friends with, she's not coming back. And he said, I just wanted you to know that no matter what Jennifer or Jack thinks or how they feel about you, they're not going to dictate my life, who I can be friends with or who I can see. Yay, goes Chad. Jennifer was real nasty to her. So, believe it or not, Chad was confiding in Leo at the office. And then they're walking in the square, and look, they run into Will. And right in front of the Brady pub. And Chad says, I got to go, because he's on his way to Kat's house at that time. And he apologizes to Will for everything and says, I hope you can forgive me. And looks like Will is going to forgive him. And let's face it, Leo stepped up to be quite a good young man. So Tate's trying to get Sophia to go. Let's go to the pre-graduation celebration. Everybody's getting together, yada, yada, yada. She doesn't want to go. The baby's kicking the crap out of her, but he talks her into going anyway. Wasn't this cozy? It's getting ready to be. So, meanwhile, Holly is talking to Ari. They're good friends, and she's saying, yeah, she hooked up with a guy and didn't come home. And she's like, oh, tell me about the guy. And she's like, oh, I really, really like him. And then she's talking to her about her getting back with Tate. And she's like, yeah, you don't know. And then I kind of like this other guy. And she's like, who's the other guy? And she said, well, not really. And they don't know. They're both talking about Dougie 3. So she sees Sophia, and she went to school with Sophia as well. So she ends up talking to Sophia, because Sophia and Tate are there. And she's having cramps, so she needs to sit down. And Tate is so lovingly helping her to her chair, and everyone is taking notice of how kind he is to her. It's probably breaking Holly's heart. Sophia tricked him in the first place and manipulated him, so, I hope her belly does hurt. Then he goes to get Sophia some ice cream or something, and him and Holly run into Aron. They didn't know he was back. Aron goes over, and he's talking to Sophia, and he's like, wow, lots changed. He said, I kind of thought me and you would be together. She said, seriously? You thought we might end up together? Now, a lot of people don't remember, but the same night she got mad at Tate, the night she supposedly got pregnant, She went off and ran into Aron, and they ended up getting jiggy. So my thoughts are that this baby might belong to Aron. I guess we'll see. So Holly's telling Tate, she's applying to colleges. She's on a wait list somewhere in Europe. She wants to be close to her mom and Eric and the baby. So Dougie 3, man, he's getting threatening notes from the people he owes interest to. They've got pictures of Ariana and Holly and threatening them and sending a letter to be ashamed if something happens to him. He freaks out and he has no friends or no one to help him other than Holly. So he hurries up and he goes over to try to talk to Leo. And he tells Leo, I'm sorry, I've got an emergency. He shows Leo the pictures, the letter, and Leo's like, oh, this is bad. And he's like, I was wondering if there's any way you could give me a loan. I promise you I will pay you back. And he said, well, I'm not Daddy Warbucks, but I probably could slide you 1,000 or 2 maybe. And he said 1,000 would be fine, just to get these people off my back and keep them from hurting anybody. And so he's telling Leo the whole story, how he got into this mess in the first place. And this is earlier when Ariana was trying to call Dougie 3 and he hit ignore. Now the reason he hit ignore, of course, is because he figures if he distances himself from the gals, from the girls, that maybe they won't be in danger. So he's not doing it because he doesn't like her, because I think he does, but he loves Love, Holly. That's a wrap for today. Please subscribe, like, and that's a wrap.